And I had known a few people with drug problems from my hometown, a few people with drinking problems that couldn't stop drinking, but I'd never been like really close to someone who had like a legitimate drug problem. And I had a friend named Johnny, and he had a crack problem. And he was a great guy, like really intelligent guy, could play musical instruments, could do complex math in his head. Like you could have a calculator and you could say like 500 times 50 minus 30 divided by 3, and he could give you the number.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And you could do it with a calculator in front of him, and he would be as fast as the calculator.
Wow.
He was a brilliant guy, and he was a pool hustler. And I met him when he was homeless. And he was, sleeping in these 24-hour pool halls, or he would get a bed in these flop houses, and he was just addicted to drugs. And he had mental health problems, and he would self-medicate. And I drove him to get drugs on multiple occasions, and I'd try to get him to get off of them. And he would be on this roller coaster ride where he would smoke crack, and then he would need to come down, so he would get alcohol, and he would go and drink these 40 ounces of Old English and just try to like bring himself down from whatever the fuck he was on.
Yeah.
And then I moved out here. He came out to visit me once, and I thought we were just going to hang out and go places and play pool, but he was coming out to try to kick heroin. And when he came out, he just stayed in the bedroom for like a week. He was just all fucked up. He was just sick for a week. And then finally at the end of the week he came out of it, and he hadn't had any heroin in his system in a week, and he was starting to come clean and feel better. And that was the last time I saw him. And then the next time I talked to him, I think I saw him one time after that, but he had kind of resumed I'd moved to Hollywood, and I was on a television show, and we were still friends, but he had kind of resumed his life of being homeless and drug addiction. And then I got a call from another friend that he died. And that was around a little bit after 2000. And it was such a helpless feeling, because I knew him as a human, and he was so funny, and he's so smart and so interesting.
No, some of the greatest minds,
Yes.
the most charismatic, most interesting people ever.
Yeah.
Super intelligent and talented people are living on the streets, addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
Because it almost goes hand in hand. You get these great minds that are so creative, and they're also so self-destructive.
Yeah, I don't know why those two things go together, but so oftentimes creativity goes along with drug addiction.
Look at all the dead people in your lobby, all those pictures on the wall.
Yes. Yeah.
They all died at 27.
Mugshots
Yeah.
of the rock stars and stuff. Yeah. It's very confusing when you don't have that problem. When you're like, why don't you just do this?
Right.
I would just do. And at the time when I met him, like now, I like to smoke pot. I occasionally do mushrooms. And I don't fuck with anything that's dangerous, But back then I didn't do anything. So for me, it was very strange to be like clean and sober and trying to I was like focused
You're just
on my life.
You're not